Yeah.
First of all, introduce yourself.
Travis, you want to go?
Right.
I'm Heather Cooper, and I work on the hearing intervention services team as a deaf and hard of hearing specialist. And I'm a speech language pathologist by background, by trade.
Okay.
And I'm Travis Cooper. I'm the other speech language pathologist on the deaf and hard of hearing team and the hearing intervention team. So, yeah, that's me.
Now, in case folks are wondering, the same last name, and then they can see how that just played out, where he very politely waited till, to find out what Heather wanted him to do.
Yes.
So
The way we roll.
Valentine's Day is coming up, so I have to be extra nice.
And what is nice is he serves mostly south and I serve mostly north. But what our team is, we provide auditory therapy and consultation to other teams. We're just helping teams out. Whenever you have a kiddo that comes into your room with a hearing loss, we say, don't panic. It's going to be just fine. And we're going to help you through that situation.
How long have you guys been married?
Now that was a harder question for me. So we've been married
15 years. Yeah,
Almost
2006.
15.
Okay.
15.
Okay. Now, how long have you two worked together here?
I've been here actually for 14 years. So right after we got married, I was a traveling speech therapist. And so we traveled the country, and I actually interviewed while I was traveling for the ESC. And Travis has a past life. He had another career and traveled with me. So I don't know, Travis, this is your 4th year? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think it's my 4th year, 4th or 5th, right in there.
I'll ask a couple of questions, and I don't think they're too incredibly personal, but what are the pros of being married and working together? Let's start with the positives.
But the ESC is super positive always. And I think that just plays more to like our personal life and the way that we want to raise our family. And so honestly, we're never together. I have not been to my actual office, I think, since October. So my office is the car. So I think definitely a positive is just, I think, the positiveness, you come home feeling more positive instead of maybe all the things. Negative, work never stops, ever. So that is a negative.
Yeah.
We're always talking about kids bouncing ideas off of each other 24/7, to the point where sometimes our kids will be like, you're not allowed to talk about work anymore. So that is something that, especially during IEP times and things like that, I think that weighs maybe during all the COVID learning.
Right.
It's a little bit more stressful because work never stops.
I worked for a wonderful school district. But you kind of get set in your ways, and you don't meet a lot of other speech therapists. You have your own building, you do your own thing, you do your thing. And here I cover 20 different schools every week, give or take. I'm in 20 different buildings with 20 different teams. So I see how everybody does things. So when I'm working with this team and they're having a problem, I can go and say, oh, actually, I was just with another team and they solved it like this. And so just getting that variety of getting to see how all of the schools do things, not just your own school.
If we have a kid that's, since I have been here longer, some of my kids have transitioned to him. And so my kids are, if you talk to any of my teammates, are my kids. And so you better not mess them up, because I've worked really hard to get them where they are. And
Mama
so
Bear.
Definitely my kids, we're doing a lot of that. But I think that's the most amazing part of our team, is that we are talking amongst all of us every single day.
When you're not at work, and it's a long weekend in this case, what are you guys doing?
Travis, you want to start?
We have 3 kids. We have an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old. And so they take up a lot of our time. We get to be dance mom, dance dad. We volunteer as much as we can. And that takes most of our time, is spending time with them and seeing what they do, what we can do, just trying to follow them along and keep up.
Travis, we're a couple of days away. It's a kind of a holiday. I'm trying to look and see what it's called. Maybe you could help me with that.
Yes, Valentine's Day is coming
On
quickly.
the Valentine's Day. So
Yes.
what are we doing wooing wise?
So
Um,
see,
misses.
this is where Travis will always win. This is always.
He's got game.
Yeah,
Travis
you
is
should have
game.
like asked me what was coming up in a couple of days.
It was a reminder for her.
Uh-huh.
Well, now wait a minute. Is this you tell him what it is that how you'd like to be wooed? Or
No.
you just-
He even
okay.
very nicely gave me a heads up at the beginning of the week. I did purchase you something. I'm not saying that's so that you need to purchase me something, but when we
Yeah.
get to Valentine's Day, I
Yeah.
just want to let you know that there has been a gift purchased.
Well,
and
those
so I don't want
customized those paint rollers with the custom, those are really good to have. So,
Yeah. So, and I can tell you at the moment, I have not gotten him anything, but I will follow through with at least something in a few days. I got a little bit of time. Our son said the other day, talking to his siblings, one of the siblings said something about Valentine's Day, and he said, "Don't worry, Dublin, Dad will come through." It's like,
you're the guy. You're the man.
It's
That's
no, but don't worry about it, girl. Like Dad will come through. It'll be just fine, Dublin. So I was like, yep, thank goodness for your dad.